we motivate people, we motivate students, we motivate employees. What we mean when we say I need motivation, motivational quotes?
It's like an encouragement, ma'am.
It's like an encouragement. Okay, now let's look into the business point of view or an organization point of view. What would motivation be? What comes to your mind when I immediately say motivation?
Bonuses.
What? What is that, Yash?
Ma'am, bonus, giving bonuses so that
No,
they work
that is a way
efficiently.
of motivating. What is motivating?
Ma'am, motivation is willingness to do the job.
Okay, motivation
Stimulating
is
people to do
okay, I get it.
something to achieve.
Inspiring people, stimulating people to do a job. Why? Okay, motivation is basically influencing, inspiring, instigating an employee to work so that he can so that he works efficiently and both the organization and individual goals are achieved. Now, why do I need to motivate an employee, inspire him, and tell him that this is your work and you need to do? As an employer, I need to motivate an employee. Why is there a necessity for me to motivate an employee? Why should there be a necessity?
So that it helps the employees to make an efficient work yes.
It's all to
Okay.
make the
Anyone else?
employee to achieve their goals, ma'am.
Okay.
Work a time க்கு முடிக்கிறது மேம்.
Correct. Okay. So if I motivate the employee, he will be able to work efficiently. He will be able to finish the work on time. He will be able to achieve his target. For all these, I need to motivate because there are many employees who needs to be motivated to come to a higher level. What is it basically that I need to understand of an employee so that I motivate him? Now, for instance, motivation is inspiring or influencing an employee. So, if I need to inspire and influence as an employer, what is that I should know about the employee? I'll
It's
repeat
need,
for
ma'am.
those.
It's
Very
needs.
good. I need to know what is his need first. So, I need to identify what is he working towards, what is his need in the organization. It can be he is looking for a financial, or it can be that he is looking for a growth, status, etc. So or performance. So I need to find out what is the first need of an employee, according to which I would be able to motivate him accordingly. So first, as an employer or as a manager, if I find that what is the need of an employee, I will create a path, or I would motivate him, telling him how is it that he can achieve the need. I only not only see that I create a path and show him the direction, I also see that he achieves that need also. So I motivate the employee to satisfy his need, to achieve his need, show the path how to achieve his need, and third one is he accomplishes it as well. So does the process end here, where I identified the need, I motivate him towards it, and he achieves it also? Is the process ending here, or there's something else attached to it? Okay, let me give you an example. For instance, I am at an executive level. My need is, or what is my desire is, I want to come to a manager level. So my employer has found out that this is the need of mine, where I want to move from an executive to a manager level. He gives me the correct right direction of how do I achieve it, and I achieve that also. Now my need is satisfied as I'm an executive position to a managerial position. Does my need end here?
No ma'am. அடுத்த பொசிஷன் போகணும்னு ஆசைப்படுவாங்க. அடுத்த
Very
நீங்க
true. So my need is a continuous process, and there should be a need always. Where as long as I am working, when one need is satisfied, I look into the another need, and so it goes on. So it needs the process of motivation is, first I need to find out what is the need of an employee, recognition of need. Second is finding a path to achieve that need. 3 is seeing that I attain that need. And 4 is creating a new need. So it's a continuous process. All of you clear with what motivation is? It is inspiring, influencing, stimulating an individual or an employee to work towards achievement of goals. And how do I motivate an employee? For which I need to know what is his need first. Then see that he achieves it, and there should be another need which arises as well. And why do I need to motivate an employee? Because human resource is a very I need to see that I make an optimum utilization of the human or the employee who is employed only if all are indirectly related. If this employee is motivated, then there will be less wastage of other materials also, best utilization of other resources as well. So it will add efficiency to the work that is performed, and the results, the quality, quantity, everything would be affected accordingly. So overall, if I motivate an employee, it brings in an efficiency to the organization also, optimum use of the other resources as well. Now, if I keep on motivating, this employee is also earning something. So he would have a need where he would be happy with the organization as well. So there would be less chances that this employee leaves me and go. So there would be reduced labor turnover. He would want to come to organization, work and achieve it on time. So there would be reduced absenteeism as well. So this is a less strikes, lockout, because his purpose is also getting solved. My purpose is also getting solved. So this is a reason why I need to motivate an employee. Now, we did with incentives, financial and non-financial incentives. Are they motivators?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Only Vignesh is present in the class.
Yes, ma'am.
Praveen is also present in the class.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So these financial and non-financial. Okay. Now these financial and non-financial incentives act as a motivator, which is an important motivator which every individual or an employee has it. I'll just share this slide with you. There are different theories of motivation by different people. Like we have Maslow's need hierarchy theory. They did different studies and they had their own assumptions based on which they came out with a study. So we'll study with, there are 5 or 6 important theories which we will be going through now. Just give me a moment. Okay. Now, what is motivation? It is the process of inspiring people. Are you able to see the slide?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Motivation is the process of inspiring people in order to intensify their desire and willingness for executing their duties effectively and for cooperating to achieve the common objectives of an enterprise. So, an employee performs his duty, executes his duties according to his willingness and desire effectively, and with his cooperation, it is that I am able to achieve the common objectives of it or common goals of an enterprise. In other words, it means to induce, instigate, incite, or prompt someone to a particular course of action for getting the results expected from him. It's all the same thing. Now, what is motivation? It is a word derived from the word motive. What is the motive? Which means needs, desires, wants, or drives within the individual. So I should be having some motive for which I am working, which can be class, desire, wants, or drives. So it is a process of stimulating people to action to accomplish the goals, looking into what their motives are. So in the work goal context, the psychological factors stimulating the people's behavior can be, what are the factors that stimulate? Desire for money, success, recognition, job satisfaction, teamwork, etc. So each person might have a different need or desire based on which I as a manager or as an employer need to motivate him. It may be defined as act of stimulating someone to take a desired course of action, work diligently and sincerely to the success of the enterprise. It is the intensification of the desire of the workers to employees to work more cordially, carefully and consciously. One of the definition given by L.A. Allen, he said that motivation is the work of a manager who performs to inspire, encourage and impel people to take the required action. All of you very clear with what do we mean by motivation? Simple, it is inspiring,
Yes, ma'am.
instigating
Yes, ma'am.
or influencing a person, stimulating an individual or an employee to work. It depends on how do I motivate him, depends on his needs and desires, wants that I need to drive. Keeping these needs, wants and desires, it is that I motivate an employee. Now we will do with different theories of motivation. To start with, it is the Maslow's need hierarchy theory. All of us, most of us have, 80% of the class must have done with this. Can I have any one of you read this pyramid for me, please? Anyone? Can you read this pyramid for me? No.
I can read it.
Anyone? Yeah, anyone.
Ma'am, shall I?
Yes,
So,
please.
can you read it?
I heard two. No one coming forward.
Ma'am, shall I?
Yes, please.
From top or from bottom, ma'am?
I don't know. You read. You should know how to read.
First is psychological, the needs for shelter,
Vignesh.
survival, food and drink. Another?
Hey, he's doing it correct. Don't confuse him. Correct, Vignesh. Carry on. Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, continue. You're right.
Okay, ma'am. Safety, the needs for protection and security. Social, the need to belong, to love and be loved, to interact with others.
Esteem.
Esteem. கொஞ்சம் zoom பண்றீங்களா மேம்? Self esteem, self worth. கொஞ்சம் zoom பண்ண முடியுமா?
It is self-esteem.
Self esteem, self worth, etc. Self
Okay. And the last
actualization, self actualization, fulfillment and achievement.
Okay. So Maslow had read the human behavior, and based on which he had classified the human behavior in 5 different needs. So according to him, he felt that every human has to first satisfy in this order only. So the first one is the basic needs, which is the physiological needs. So according to the basic needs, it places stress on shelter, survival, food and drink. So first, every human looks at satisfying the basic needs. Once the basic needs of the human are satisfied, it is then he looks on for a safety needs, like the protection and security. Now, for instance, if an employee is getting the basic salary for which he is able to satisfy his basic needs, then he would look in for, or his need would grow to a safety need, wherein he would look for a lifetime employment or a permanent job, or he would have a security like having some insurance, etc. Okay, so that is what we mean by security. I'm sorry, safety needs. So once the basic needs are satisfied, then the human would move to the next need, which is the safety, which is he's looking out for safety and security. After his safety and security needs are satisfied, then he would move to social needs, where where he wants to be a belongingness, like he would to join some club, have cordial relationships with his employees or employers. If he is not married, he would be involved in getting himself married, etc. So this is what we mean, or joining some social activity. So mingling with other peoples, or having a social where has cordial relationship, not only within the organization but also outside, also having more of friends and maintaining a good relationship outside the organization as well. So first is basic, second is safety, then he would like to mingle and have in the society. Then is the esteem needs. Esteem needs is where I would like self-esteem and self-worth. For instance, if I have a car, I would look out for my status. I would work accordingly and get a car according to my status. That is just one example. If I have been living in a rented house, for esteem, I would look in that I have at least a flat which I own. So it is self-esteem or self-worth, where my self-worth increases. And finally, it is a self-actualization, fulfillment, and achievement. So once even that esteem needs I'm able to satisfy, and then I would be able to, I'll look into things where like I want to become a CEO or a higher performance. So which gives me a it gives me a self recognition itself. So lastly, I would look into for self-actualization, fulfillment, and achievement need. I hope this pyramid is clear to you. The basic, safety, social, esteem, and self-actualization, fulfillment. Everything remember it with an example, so it would be easy for you. I'll just tell you in detail. I'll just read this across for you. So Maslow's hierarchy of needs, he put human needs into 5 basic categories. It is human needs into 5 basic categories. The first one is the basic need. It is a basic form of need which includes food, shelter, and clothing. Example, getting a job for survival. That is only if I get a basic salary through which I would be able to get or satisfy all these basic, which is food, shelter, and clothing. Once I start getting a salary, then I would look in for a safety need. So with the basic needs being met, the need for stability and safety comes into the picture. Example, job security, insurance, full-time employment, etc. Third one is social need. So once the basic and I'm secured with my job, it is then I move to a social need, wherein it is a sense of belongingness to the society in the context of an organization. So this simply means that having good work relations with colleagues and superiors, joining clubs, etc. After this is the esteem needs. This includes admiration, status, and self-respect. Example, employees in an organization need recognition for their efforts in achieving the predetermined goals. Like the examples which I gave you, having a car or a house, so that my status or I have a recognition in the society. And the fourth one is the last one is the self-actualization need. Now this is a need for personal development and self-fulfillment. Example, growth in the professional or moving up the ladder in an organization. Now these Maslow's theory act as a good base for managers to motivate employees. So as soon as an employee comes into an organization, I see that first I aim at that his basic needs are fulfilled, and after which I go in through the other needs. Now, hope all of you are clear with
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
any
ma'am.
doubts?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
The
Yes, ma'am.
basic, safety, social, esteem, and self-actualization. This motivational theories, even if you go for your MBAs, you will still have the same theories. So always keep this in mind. Even now, I see many of the MBA students still having the same kind of motivation and the same theory. So I would want all of you to be thorough with what is it. Now, he had classified the human behavior in 5 basic, like he has to follow this ladder only. Can I have any drawbacks? All of you are satisfied that every human has this, or once we all look for the basic needs, then we move to other, then we move to other. Is this the way that every human follows? What is the criticism or what is the drawback in Maslow's hierarchy of needs?
Not everyone think alike, ma'am.
Okay, not everyone thinks alike. So,
This won't work for everyone. Everyone has their own, needs. So it doesn't work
Satisfaction
for
இருக்காது
us, ma'am.
ma'am.
okay. Now, one moment. I'm not able to see you. Yeah. Who said that they are not able to see? Everyone are not alike.
Me, ma'am. I told you.
79. He says that everyone does not think alike and everyone must have a different. Okay, correct. So they might not be following the same grid. Anyone else?
Satisfaction இருக்காது மேம் சில இதுல.
Vignesh says that. Elaborate. What do you mean by satisfaction irkadu?
ஒரு நீட் இருக்கும் ஆனா அந்த நீட் ஃபுல்ஃபில் மொத்தமா இதுவா இருக்காது, சில சாட்டிஸ்பாக்சன் இல்லாம இருக்கும் அந்த மாதிரி.
What am I talking, Vignesh, here is Maslow had read human behavior and he's classified into 5 categories. So firstly, every employee should satisfy the basic, then security, then social, then esteem, then self-actualization. So comment on that.
Ma'am, you are asking about the drawbacks, ma'am.
Yes, Vignesh will complete, then I'll come to you.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
Vignesh?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, tell me. You said that satisfaction will not be there in one need. What do you mean by it? I'm not getting you.
எப்படி சொல்றது?
சொல்லு, தமிழ்லயே சொல்லு, பரவாயில்ல.
அது வேர்ட் வர மாட்டேங்குது என்னன்னு.
Ma'am, excuse ma'am.
Ma'am, நான் சொல்லிட்டேன் ma'am. Ma'am.
Wait, ma, let him finish first. Vignesh, you're telling or shall I move?
சொல்லட்டும் மேம், வேற யாராச்சும்.
Say if you want to tell, you come back, okay? Yeah,
Okay,
Rajat.
Ma'am, one classification for one may not be other, ma'am. Suppose if there is something that comes under psychological need, it is not for another person. It won't come under psychological need, ma'am. It will come under probably necessity needs or social needs, ma'am.
How can you say that? My basic need is food, clothing, and shelter. This will come under anything else. How can I bring this into anything else?
No, ma'am. Suppose if one particular need, like basic needs, like food, shelter, and now shelter. If you take shelter, ma'am, it can also come in psychological needs, ma'am. Not only needs, it can also come in psychological needs, like love with shelter.
It is coming under basic needs only, which is psychological needs. You say that it will come under what are the need?
Ma'am, shelter can also come under status needs, ma'am. That is needs the recognition, status, and then shelter can also come in there, ma'am.
Can anyone comment on what Rajat is telling? He is basically telling that, I hope all of you have got it. He is saying that food, shelter. Now, shelter need not come in the basic needs. It can come under esteem needs also. Is he correct in what he is telling?
No, what I'm saying is for one individual, it may come under basic needs, ma'am. But for another individual, it may come under needs where it may come under esteem needs or something, ma'am.
I get that. I correctly get that. Now, anyone else has got to comment something on what Rajat has said?
Ma'am, he's saying if a person is well off or if he's having a good shelter, he would need a better shelter or a bigger house, for instance, for showing off or something like that, ma'am. So that is what he's saying.
No, he's
So
saying
it
that.
may
He's not
come-
saying that. This is what Maslow is telling. What he is telling is, if the needs need not be the same for all. Today, when I say shelter need not come under basic needs for me. It can come under esteem needs. Have you got me?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So that is what he's trying to tell. Is he right?
No, ma'am.
Why?
Ma'am, shelter is a basic need, ma'am. It is a need, ma'am.
Yeah, correct. Rajat, now shelter is a basic need, ma. That is you earn or you get a basic salary so that you live at least in a rented house or something. You need to have a shelter. You need to have a place to stay. May it be a PG, may it be a hostel, may it be a house or anything. But you need some money to satisfy, or you need that is a basic where you want to stay somewhere. It becomes an esteem needs only when you are having all these needs and you want to have a status. So only when you want to have a status that you want to own a house or something like that.
Yes, ma'am, exactly. But then, so it comes under both, ma'am. So when on a status needs also, so it comes shelter comes in, and on a psychological needs, ma'am.
See, basic is I want to have a place to stay. That is why I categorize it into a basic need.
Yes, ma'am. But eventually, once you pass that need, shelter then becomes.
Yes. Eventually, once I am able to pass that stage, then it becomes a status. That is what even Maslow is telling, no? That once I want to satisfy the basic need, then it comes to security, social, and then esteem. Now, I don't know. What are you trying to tell?
No, ma'am. What I'm trying to say is needs can also be repetitive, ma'am. It's just that they'll be repetitive on a higher level. Like,
okay, got it. So it can be repetitive, like the same needs can come into esteem needs. Okay, very good. Yep. Next, I want drawbacks of Maslow's need hierarchy theory. What is lacking?
Ma'am,
Everyone don't think alike. Yes, Manish.
Yes, ma'am. Sometimes it's very difficult to measure the satisfaction. For example, some may get fully satisfied after the psychological and safety, and for example, some may not get satisfied after fulfilling all the levels.
Okay.
Like what I'm saying is, it is difficult to measure, ma'am.
It is difficult to measure what kind of need I need to satisfy myself. Okay. Now, again, looking into the Maslow's, he divided the needs into 5 stages. I want drawback on these. What is it? Drawback? The people don't think alike. It need not one. The needs can be multiple, and I cannot be satisfied all the needs. It need not be that I'm satisfied with all the needs. Think and tell me more. Rule number 4.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you tell something?
Ma'am, same thing. Needs may change.
Needs may change. Okay. Now, when we talk about the hierarchy, is it always that I follow this hierarchy itself?
No, ma'am. Sometimes some person may have other wants and needs.
Can anyone give me an example? Can you put an example wherein, yes, I might be having the other thing I might already be having it, and then my basic needs arises? An example. Number 30. Okay, I'll come back. Roll number 30.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you give me an example wherein these needs need not be satisfied in the category, in the same category which Maslow had said?
Yes, ma'am. Because for different people, there are different types of needs, and for some people, social needs may be important than psychological needs. Because for them, the society matters the more, and shelter and those things may be a bit less.
Okay, or might be I'm already having the basic needs, after which I'm looking out for the other needs also. But it is not necessary that I follow the same hierarchy. It might be that for me, having a recognition, or I have a good circle, I have a place in the society, I'm already having it, and after that I might looking for a security or a job also. So these needs need not come in the same hierarchy of what it is. It depends on an individual's and different cultures that he is coming from, that his needs varies. Okay, all of you clear with what is Maslow's need hierarchy theory? What is motivation? The process, what is it that I need to motivate? What is it that I basically need to know of an employee? I need to first know his need, based on which only I will be able to motivate him accordingly. And Maslow's need hierarchy theory is what we have done today as well. Now, according to a recent study, it has been told that, or it has been found out that around 69% of workers are wasting time at work every day. 69% of workers reported that they waste time on work every day, and nearly 1/4 of them waste between 30 and 60 minutes each day. And what is it that they waste towards? 30 to 60 minutes, they just browse across to the different websites, visiting social network, etc. So what does this mean? Where so much of time is lapsed, or where so much of time is wasted? What can I do for it?
Ma'am, one of the best thing we can do is minimize their work time, ma'am, and giving them correct work and for the enough work time.
Might be they are over pressurized, or they are not utilizing the time properly. That is why they said that 69% of the employees are wasting time every day, and nearly half to 30 to 60 minutes they waste on chatting or visiting social websites. What does this say? What does this reflect about the behavior of an employee?
Lack of interest, ma'am.
Lack of interest, which deviates them towards the work. Okay, lack of interest. Then assume,
even though they are interested in work, after the completion of work, they have a lot of time so that they can use their time to enjoy themselves. So
I said they waste time.
Ma'am, there is not a perfect scheduling, ma'am.
There is not perfect scheduling. Okay.
Yes.
They waste a lot of time. A second person, what did you say? Lack of interest, then no scheduling. In between, I had someone.
Yes, ma'am.
What did you say, Arjun?
Even though they after completion of work, they have a lot of plenty of time, ma'am. Some time, ma'am. They use to enjoy themselves, ma'am.
Okay, they have ample time where they can spend for themselves, so they are utilizing it like this. Okay, improper scheduling. Wow, that's really good, students. Okay, then I said that at least 30 to 60 minutes they work based on social network or chatting. No proper scheduling. Superb. Then the lack of interest. Good. What
No
else?
proper motivation, ma'am.
Motivation for what?
Like if you're really interested in the job and you're willing to do, but like exactly not willing to do, but you're less interest, and less interest causes you to lose the time in the job, ma'am.
Okay, so you have lack of motivation, because of which you deviate from your work and you come out to do something which
Yes, exactly,
is of
ma'am.
interest to you. Okay.
Ma'am, because of fatigue, you tend to like take breaks often. So if enough breaks are given, the wasted time might be covered up.
Very good. The rest time which is given, you saying that the rest time which is given to the employees is less?
No, ma'am, they should give enough breaks, ma'am. Maybe they are not giving enough breaks and the workers are getting tired, and because of that, they are taking break during work time and they're not able to complete the work and they're wasting their time.
Okay, so another risk might be their work requires so much of stress that they get so stressed off that they need to go out and come back and then start with their work again. So there should be
For
a
relaxation, they are
time.
wasting their time, ma'am.
For their relaxation, does this really? Sometimes it does happen where it is a monotonous work that they do us together, and they need to have a break and then come back. Great. Okay. So I had lack of interest. I had unscheduled. Then the wastage of time because they don't plan their work
Relaxation,
according.
ma'am.
So they finish their work earlier. Then I had lack of motivation.
Ma'am,
Maybe
No rest
procrastination, ma'am.
time or no break. Yes, Jayesh?
Procrastination, ma'am. Waiting till the end to finish the job. So they have ample of time.
They all postpone the work. Okay, this much is only left. 20% of my work is left. So I would be able to, anyways, I've got to sit for 8 hours. So I will do it later. Postponing of work or seeing that, yes, I'll be able. Basically, it's all related to planning or efficient use of time. Anything else?
Ma'am, maybe even the person may not be suitable for the job, no, ma'am.
A person might not be suitable for the job. He's doing his work properly. There is no problem with the work that he's doing.
I'm not saying that, ma'am. Like, even though we give him a frequent breaks or you schedule him some work and give, he may not be able to handle the stress. Ma'am.
Okay. Improper placement of person because of which he's not able to handle his work properly. So if he wastes time, how will he be able to achieve? If he is not properly fit for the job, if he can he afford wasting time like this?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So if I have a wrong person in the wrong job, what do I need to do? As he's wasting time. Efficient use of, again, this is related to motivation only. I don't know whether this person, what is his need, and accordingly I'm not able to motivate him, and that's why he is wasting his time as well. Anything else? I find 30 to 1 hour, 30 minutes to 1 hour that an employee wastes on social network or chatting. I'm looking out for something else. Yes, Vignesh, tell.
Ma'am, interest அந்த phoneல காமிக்கிற interest workல உங்க காமிக்காம அப்படி.
Okay, he's able to concentrate or he's able to find an interest more on social that on work. He's not have a balance. Good. Apart from that,
ma'am, they can give something like an activity for the day, like when suppose they are wasting half an hour to 1 hour a day. Suppose they can give an extra activity which will interest all the employees, that will take their mind off work maybe. So it will boost their when they are working, they will not waste their time more. So
excellent. Like how we follow this policy, we keep the employees. We need to keep the employees engaged. So how do I keep them engaged? I need to give them some activity which they are interested in, so that they involve themselves in the work. So there can be something interesting which I tell them, or I can tell them that you give me some value added suggestion for which you will be given incentives, etc. So let him think, or let him do something. Give him something creative which is apart from his or away from his work, what he is doing. So this might increase his knowledge. It might give a break from his work also, and he might think something, and even I can get something from him. Good. Anything else?
Many companies have like a small stress busting activities, ma'am. Like they have an indoor table tennis, or maybe sometimes a shuttle court also. Like in Amazon, they have like a table tennis, so that if you have some free time and if you are stressed, you can just go play along and then continue to work, ma'am.
Okay, so there should be some stress buster, because it is found that firstly we'll need to survey why is it that most of the employees are wasting so much of time. And according to this, suitable measures need to be taken or adopted by the organization itself, wherein it is able to utilize the maximum from the employees which they are, even for their welfare. Yes. No, even for their welfare, I need to also look into the welfare of my employee. If he's really needing a break, or the work which I have assigned to him is so stressful that it is adding to his health issues, etc., I need to take care of it, and preventive measures need to be taken by the employer, or giving him a break, like how one of them said that there is a badminton court, etc. So give him a break for half an hour where he goes and come back. That would definitely add up to the efficiency. It is not that they're going to waste time, because they have fixed targets, etc. So it is definitely not that they are going to waste time on it. Okay, I had another case study. This we will be doing it in the next class. We will do with other theories of motivation also. So hope all of you are clear with what motivation is, why I need to motivate my employee, and what is the process of motivation, what is it that I first need to know as an employer or as a manager, and how does this process happen. And lastly, we did with the only one theory of motivation, which is the Abraham Maslow's need hierarchy theory. Tomorrow we will be doing with other theories as well. Anyone has any till here? Anything that you would like to know on motivation, or anything which I had covered up till now? It plays a very important role in an organization. Anywhere, not only in organization, anywhere. Like even students, we need to motivate them. Someone has written a paragraph and given to me. What is that?
Ma'am.
Yes.
I think so. Even they might need their environment to be like suitable for them to work now, ma'am.
Very good.
Environment.
The work environment in which you are working should be suitable. If it is so hustle bustle where I'm not comfortable, it plays a very important role as well. Wait, what happened? Okay. There are no girls in your class?
And also I have another
Yes,
point.
Arjun?
There is no proper control, ma'am. Control over the employees to check whether they are working properly, whether the schedule is correct properly, or whether the planning is correct properly. There are no proper control in the management. Both planning and control, ma'am. There's a little lag in control.
There is no control, or I can say there is no work schedule itself for them where they are able to, one of them had told itself. So there is no control on how the workers are. When I give a free time or I don't supervise them, they definitely will go out and they would do anything what they like to. So to control that, I need to see that what is he doing or not. But is it possible for me, for a supervisor or a team leader or a manager, to watch each one of you what you are working? At least while you work, it is that we assign you your works and you will have to do your accordingly whatever your daily routine is. It becomes difficult for me, but okay, when I repeatedly find that he's wasting time, then I can take measures accordingly to see that he is not doing it. We end with this.